The wind howled over Blackthorn Point, clawing at the jagged cliffs as if trying to drag something, or someone, into the sea below. By the time the first hikers spotted her, Ms. Holloway's body had already been battered by the rocks, her limbs twisted in unnatural angles, her favorite scarf, the blue one her students always complimented, snagged on the brambles above. The police called it an accident, a tragic misstep in the dark. But the people of Saltmarsh Cove knew better. Teachers like Eleanor Holloway didn't just fall. A beloved teacher, a quiet town. Saltmarsh Cove was a kind of place where everyone knew your name and your secrets. A fog-laced coastal town where the ocean's roar drowned out whispers, but never for long. Eleanor Holloway had been a fixture at Saltmarsh High for 15 years. The kind of teacher who stayed late to help struggling students, who remembered birthdays, who made literature feel like magic. She was divorced, lived alone in a cottage near the cliffs, and kept to herself, except for the occasional drink of the Mariner's Rest, where she laughed with colleagues about the chaos of high school drama. But in the weeks before her death, something had changed. The night she disappeared. Eleanor never missed a day of school. So when she didn't show up for her first period class, her department chair, Mark Driscoll, drove to her cottage. The door was unlocked. Her purse was on the counter. A half-drunk cup of tea, gone cold. Then came the scream from the cliffs. The official report was straightforward. Eleanor had gone for an evening walk along the bluffs, something she often did, and lost her footing in the dark. No signs of struggle, no evidence of foul play, just a terrible accident. But the town buzzed with unease. The journalist who wouldn't let go, Lena Vasquez, a true crime reporter for the Saltmarsh Gazette, had grown up in the cove. She remembered Ms. Holloway's kindness, the way she lent Lena books when her family couldn't afford them. So when Lena heard about the death, she dug deeper. First, there were the timeline issues. A fisherman swore he'd seen Eleanor arguing with someone near the cliffs around midnight, hours after she was supposed to have fallen. Then there were the deleted calls on her phone, wiped clean before police could recover them. And most chilling of all, the disappearance of Kyle Richter, a troubled senior who'd been close to Eleanor. He'd vanished 3 weeks before her death. The student who knew too much. Kyle had been one of Eleanor's favorites, a quiet boy with a sharp mind, drowning under the weight of a violent home life. School records showed Eleanor had filed multiple reports about bruises on his arms, his sudden absences. Then, one day, he was just gone. His parents claimed he'd run away. But Lena found tech between Kyle and Eleanor from the night he disappeared. I can't keep lying for them. Meet me tomorrow. We'll figure it out. They never did. The dark truth unfolds. Lena's investigation led her to the Richter family, specifically Kyle's father, a former cop with a reputation for silencing problems. Then came the breakthrough, a witness who'd seen Kyle's car abandoned near the cliffs the night he vanished, and a receipt from a gas station. Eleanor had been there that same night. The pieces clicked. Kyle had known something, maybe about his father's shady dealings, maybe worse, and Eleanor had tried to help, but someone couldn't let that happen. Justice, Saltmarsh style. The police reopened the case. Kyle's body was found buried in a shallow grave miles from town, and Eleanor's accident, reclassified as a homicide. The evidence was circumstantial, but the town didn't need a trial, because 2 weeks later, Kyle Richter's boat washed ashore, empty. Some said it was the tides. Others swore they'd seen Eleanor's blue scarf fluttering in the wind that night, as if guiding the waves. Saltmarsh Cove kept its secrets. But the sea? The sea always gave them back.